With the Advanced Steel PowerPack, you can access the connection vault for PowerPack. And in here, first area, we'll look at the first tool. We have plates on profile. This works exactly as stated. If you need to place plates along a profile of an object, you can select that tool, pick the shape, right click. Dialog box will open. You can see some examples here. Gives you a general idea of the shapes that this will work with. Under general here, you can say which plates you want, and you can see on the column itself, it's creating along each profile which ones you want. So for example, edge plates, if you didn't want them, you could turn them off. And you'll get just the ones that are on the flange inside and outside and web either side. If you didn't want inner plates, you could turn those off as well. And then you have just the web and the flange, for example. You have in here also for outer plates, you can select your index, it will go through them. So you'll see they'll highlight as they go through. And you can pick which one you want. So this is number one side, and so on and so forth. And then choose the one that you want to modify. You can say same for all or create, don't create. You can see these are the outer plates. So what's the layout from the start, from the center, from the end? How is it being referenced? The main system based on the system line or the physical. So if you've got it there and you've got a cutback on it because of a connection or whatever the case, you can say just look at the physical element, cut it back from that, or go all the way to the system line, which may be all the way to the center of the object it's connecting to. Plates by, and you can set the quantity, distance, or variable, and you can set that in and adjust accordingly. The geometry, so here you can come in and you can say which ones you want, one or two, and these, remember, these are the outer plates. Then adjust the plate thickness, the projection, if you need it to stick out or be pulled in from the edge. What is the projection for 1 and 2 each edge, and the length of this. So how long are these going to be? The connection itself, how is it attached? Here you can see fillet weld by shop. You have options to change that if need be and set the thickness. Same thing holds true for inner plates. So if you come into here and you have inner plates, you can come in and adjust those. We've turned those off. If we have in here web plates, so the plates along the web here, you can come in and you can adjust those. So if I pick them, you can see one side or the other, and if I pick the other, it's here. Same options that we saw before, how they're placed in, what's the distance, the amount. If we did by amount, for example, and put 5, you'll see it'll update and change. And you can individually control each and every side. You can also go through and instead of doing same for all, you can adjust one side or the other independently for the web. Geometry here, you have the same controls as you had before. So if you want to go in and adjust projection, length, and what have you, and your connection. Then you have the edge plates, which were along the outside edge, which have been disabled. But each and every element that gets placed onto here, you can decide what is the size and shape. Is it pulled in from the edges? What is the length of that shape? How many are placed in? What's the distance in between them? And so on. And you can create a series of plates along these objects as needed in order to stiffen the objects up. Now this works with the column. You'll see regardless of the shape, if it's not an I shape, if it's an angle or what have you, you still get the same option. It goes around and adjusts accordingly. Even if it is a compound shape, you'll get it on the compound shape, and then you can select inner edges, outer edges, webs, and so on and so forth. So here you can see the plates will come in all the way around, and then you can adjust it from the dialog box itself. You get a set of connection box rather, which allows you to reopen that tool and make changes as needed if anything gets changed or if you need to update for whatever reason. And that is plates on profile.